How much money do we make on these live streams?
Who said?
Cliff. Cliff, we don't really make money off these live streams. It's just kind of sad, actually. Terrence, good evening. How are you doing? We're going to be starting in a little bit. David, how you doing? Good evening. We got about 9 minutes and we're going to start. We're going to be focusing in on K-1, green card, 90-day fiance type stuff. Hey, Lavelle. Hey, Ruben. Hey, Art. Adion Think. Maestro Billy. How you doing? How you guys doing? In about 9 minutes, we're going to be starting live conversation with our community about K-1, green card, 90-day fiance. Hey, Elliot just donated $10, so
Whoa!
that's awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Elliot. That's awesome, man. We're doing all right. Just getting set up here, so I don't see our faces yet. E.T., how you doing? BCU Wildcat, how you doing?
Should we change our dress, our clothing?
You can, if you want to dress up like this.
Are we live in there?
They can hear us, I think. So don't say anything crazy. Just getting set up here. Elliot says, welcome and keep up the good work. Wow, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Nancy Cash, hey, Bruce. How you doing? Getting set up here. Don't mind me, guys. Set up in the background. Got some couple things here and there to do. Okay. Why don't you can just switch shirt, look like this.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I actually have. Can you come here?
Where can I watch the 90 Day Fiance? That is on a channel called TLC if you have cable. But I think you can also watch it on online as well. Magandang gabi, Yuri and Bruce. How you doing, Jack? You never heard of Ted DiBiase before?
Who is that?
Ted DiBiase. Shove a mic in your mouth for Ted DiBiase. Ted DiBiase. You guys don't know who Ted DiBiase is? Wow, I'm old, man. Anthony Taylor. Good evening, Bruce and Yuri. Happy. Tune in again. George. I have a girlfriend from Cebu who wants to study in college and here in America, and she also wants to work. Is she allowed to have a green card? She'd have to have a visa, and there's a couple ways she can do it, which we can talk about. George, the $1 Million Man. $1 Million Man. That's not Ted DiBiase. You're talking about Ted. Oh man, I can't remember that character's name. Ted DiBiase is from WWF, old school WWF. Hey Veronica, how you doing? We're about to start in a minute. I'm just getting set up here in the background. Yuri made me switch my shirt, and we should probably watch it in the background, huh? You think we should do it, or
What do you think?
Switch it? It's getting so dramatic. Just in case it gets quiet, we can watch it. Stephen Lena Smith.
Daddy man.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead. Ted DiBiase. Wait a minute. Let me see. We got about 2 minutes. Iced tea. Dang it, how do I get that at? TLC, there it is. Magandang araw.
Magandang araw. Good day. Yuri and Bruce, kumusta?
Kumusta ustedes? Don't do it, bro. Don't do it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's so bad. Oh my gosh. It's so bad. That's so terrible. Ted was the $1 Million Man later in his career.
75,000.
Oh, yeah. You're right. He was the $1 Million Man. Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. Yeah, you're right. Okay, my bad. I need to get my facts straight. Okay, you ready?
God, she looks like a gold digger.
Oh, God, he's just putting them bot. Look at the smile on her face. He's like, yay, I got bot. And that brother's broke, too.
She's like 14.
She's smiling. Oh, man. That's terrible. My God. All right, let's do this.
Oh, my gosh. I can't believe she said yes to that.
Yeah. That's bad.
Oh, my gosh.
Hey, guys, this is Bruce.
And this is me, Yuri.
And we're starting another live K-1 green card conversation. We are not lawyers. We are not authorized immigration officers or consultants or anything like that. But we are a couple who started a 20,000 member group on Facebook where we all talk about our process, how we got through this, how we're going through it. I mean, actually, Yuri and I are actually still going through it as she gets her 10-year green card and then goes on to citizenship. We've been talking about our whole process since the very beginning. And so we're going to continue to do that and continue to facilitate this conversation with you guys, with folks on Facebook, with folks on YouTube, and hopefully even maybe folks on Periscope as well. So welcome to you guys on Facebook. Periscope. Yeah, it's like a Twitter. I think Twitter bought it or something like that. But that's them right there with the little dot. So we've got Viperholic, we've got Nancy Cash, we've got Veronica, we've got Eddie, we've got Stephen Lena Smith, we've got Terrence722, and we're ready to start this conversation with you guys. So somebody actually asked a question while we were in between, and they asked if their girlfriend, they said their girlfriend was in Cebu. Let me see if I can find it. George says, I have a girlfriend from Cebu who wants to study, in college here in the U.S., and she also wants to work. Is she allowed to have a green card alone with a student visa, or what any other visa? Or what any other visa?
Well, the student visa.
Well, okay, so we mostly focus on K-1 visas. Yuri and I can't really speak on student visas. I know that that's one way that your girlfriend could come here on a student visa. What is it called? F1? I don't remember. I don't even know what it's called.
I forgot the name already.
Yeah, but yeah, she should look into that if she's interested in doing a student visa. So
I'm not sure how.
But I don't know that you can get a green card.
For a green card.
Yeah, I don't know that you can go from student visa to a green card. I know that H1B, H2B, and
do not have a
K1 has a path to citizenship.
Does?
Yeah, it does. But you have to be sponsored by your employer for H1B.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. But as far as the student one, I don't know if that one has a path to citizenship, or if you have it. In other words, I don't know if you can get a green card with it. I'm just not sure. We mainly focus on K1, which is a fiance visa. So
you can go to Visa Journey and ask there, because that's a more complicated visa process.
If you wanted to, yeah, Yuri's right about that. But if you got serious with your girlfriend and you had a K1 visa, in other words, she was your fiance, you could bring her to the U.S. and she could actually go to college. Like Yuri was on the K1, she could right now go to college. But we're married, she's my spouse now, so that's probably a different path than you want to go. Anthony says, I know you guys are focusing tonight on visa, but a quick question would be, have you guys considered hosting a couples retreat on your followers?
What's a couple retreat?
That's where we would set up say Vegas, and we'd have a place where we'd invite everybody to come and talk face to face with the couples group. Nah, we haven't really thought about that, to be honest with you. I don't think we're far enough along to be talking about stuff like that. Somebody also offered us to speak. It's nah.
Where?
One of our followers does speaking engagements. So he said, yeah, you guys should speak. I'm like, I don't feel like we have that big of a following yet. Maybe later, I don't know.
I need to practice my speaking skills.
Yeah, I don't. Nah, we haven't really considered that. I mean,
public speaking. That's
Let's see what else.
Thing that I need to do and study.
What you got going on here? See what other. Let's see. Stephen Lena says he used his airfare to pay for the water buffaloes. Yeah.
He used his airfare.
Yeah, we're talking about 90 Day Fiance. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, we watch all of us are watching 90 Day Fiance. It's a show on TLC where people talk about.
The buffalo that they were talking about was pretty expensive. I think they were overpricing it.
Yeah.
Because it was 49,000 baht.
How much is that in USD?
Divide 30. $1,600.
Dang, he must really love that lady.
Gosh. I think that was a rip-off deal. I think they were overpricing.
I don't know.
Because she was agreeing.
I hope he's serious. Because she was.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. David Span says, thank you for accepting my request, Bruce. I have a Filipina fiance, and we just started the K-1 process. Fingers crossed. Yeah, just the group. It's ask any questions you want on the group, and I'll answer when I can. If you're asking me on Facebook, I'll do the best I can. Like I said, I can get sometimes flooded with different questions. People want to talk to me directly about my process, how I did it. So, and then me and Yuri talk about it with you guys. Jack Froome says, thanks guys for all the advice and helping me keep sane while waiting for my wife's visa. She just picked it up Friday and will be going to Manila next week. Oh, congratulations, Jack.
Congrats, Jack.
Jack says we're CR1 looking. CR1 took a long time, but at least we will be together.
On our wedding anniversary. Oh, that's
awesome, man.
Congrats to both of you.
Yeah, congrats. Kaut says hola. Hola.
Hola.
Broly Khan says, what's up? Hey, Broly Khan.
Broly Khan, I always think of broccoli when I see the words. Broly Khan, broccoli.
David Span says, congrats, Jack. Yep, congrats. Big congrats. George says, I have a girlfriend from Spoo who wants to come here. And okay, we already answered that one. Anthony Taylor says, trust me, guys. You are ready.
Best real couples out there get regarding the visa process.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anthony.
$1,500 is 50,000 baht. Yeah, Steve. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I mean, it's just his girlfriend.
I mean,
you know
because
I guess if you're
Thailand,
serious,
it's like, I don't know if that's actually the price of the
I don't know. My thing is, if he's serious about his girl, like if he's really gonna get married.
Well, he's not really that rich or have much money.
Well, not only that, but the lady's kind of a gold digger.
She is definitely
Did you hear some of the other stuff she was saying?
And she was like dressed up in like a elegant looking dress going to the farm. That's a gold digger.
I don't know. I think you're being a little too critical.
Well, for me, it's like, hey, what are you trying to prove? Going to some farm wearing heels and some lace dress.
Wow.
I'm like, that's not appropriate. I mean, if you're going to the city, yeah. That's what my friend used to do too. Be dressed up like that. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Just up like that in the province, where it's not really the right
What are you trying to prove, like, doing that? Anyway,
it's like,
so you guys have
trying to look like high class in the farm.
Yeah, that's, I don't know. Maybe let me do a little bit more reaction here.
I think you overstay a little bit. What's the problem? Another glitch could be whether or not he has some kind of arrest, any kind of violent act, like a fight, an assault.
This is, which one?
Oh, he overstayed in his own visa.
I know that Jay has a serious temper at times, and I'm really hoping that there's nothing.
Boy, who are they choosing to be on this show, man? I tell you what. Or maybe they just make it look worse than it is. Okay, bear with me, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and I gotta do a little switch real quick.
I can't wait another day for us to just be with each other.
I need to, I'm going to go to the site real quick to see if I can see any questions on Facebook. Yeah, there's a couple things going on Facebook.
Oh, Anthony, Steven and Lina said 500,000 baht
50,000
for her hand
500?
plus 2 buffalo. Oh my gosh.
Oh my lord, that's brutal, man.
I mean, why would he do that? That's definitely buying the person.
My name is Andrei, and I'm 31 years old, and I'm coming from Chisinau, Moldova.
How much is 500,000 baht?
Moldova.
That's like ridiculous.
Okay, let's see. We got a few people on Facebook watching. That's April Rosa Torres. And she says, good morning from Philippines. Good morning, April. I called you April. April. And then Angel Heart says, hello, guys. God bless. How you doing, Angel? We've got Ania anyone can help with the CR1. You can ask the question, Ania. We didn't go through the CR1 process, but what will happen is when you ask questions here, especially if you go on, what you want to do, Ania, is go to YouTube. Go to YouTube, ask your question there, and everybody will see it on Facebook and on YouTube, and somebody can answer your question. Like we don't know a lot about the CR1, but there's some people here who actually I was just talking to somebody who successfully went through the CR1 process. So go to YouTube. We're right now live on YouTube. Go to Yuri TV and find our live. Ask the question there, and somebody is right now in our group who's just successfully gone through the CR1 process. Ask the question, somebody will answer it. Gian says, Magandang kana about sa
camera. Start asking now because they're already here. She's tagging somebody else and say, hey, start asking now because they're already here.
Yep, when you ask us, you ask the whole group. And we are live for sure because somebody's knocking on my door. And it's my kids. And you want to get that? Or
yes.
Should I? Yes.
We'll be done in at 6.
Good old kids.
50.
Good old kids. Yeah, so let me see what else let me see what other questions that we have here. Yeah, we're kind of watching the background, guys, so don't mind us.
Steven and Lena Smith said he made a deal, 50 grand baht now and rest over time.
Really? That's crazy. Gosh. Oh, man. Molly. So this is the first time I've seen these. Dominican Republic.
Wow, she is rich.
That house is nice, right?
Yeah.
Is that his daughter?
It's been about a week since came here. Morning is always working, so I have
to babysit
Kingsley a lot. In Dominican Republic, I have nieces, nephews, so I like kids.
That's good.
You wanna sign it?
Okay, so let me see. Let me just see if there's any other questions here, like on visa approved. I don't want to neglect you guys, so let's see. Brooke says,
"Hi, Paul. Just asking, Paul, why take a long time for AOS waiting for the interview? It depends on the states. Like the timeline for AOS depends on the states. It can be 3 months to 10 months. And in here in Colorado, it took 1 year for my interview. From the day that we submitted and the day for appearance. Took 1 full year.
Depends on the state.
So just wait until they send you a letter.
In the meantime, you should get an EAD card within about 3 months, 4 months.
Yeah.
That EAD card will allow you to get a job, and in some cases even allow you, depends on what state, get a driver's license and at least start going through the driver's license process. So it does allow you to get a few things done and out of the way. Broly Khan says, is it best to have a lawyer? In my personal opinion,
if you have a good lawyer, yeah, it's best to have a good lawyer.
In my personal opinion, depends on the lawyer itself and your money situation. If money is no object, and you can hire a top-notch lawyer, that's not gonna be cheap. It's gonna be like what, $4,000?
No,
just for the lawyer alone.
It's gonna be about $2,000 or
to
$3,000
to get a good lawyer. That's just the lawyer services, by the way. That doesn't pay for all the other things you have to pay for. It's not cheap, but if you can afford it, the rich people that we know, literally rich people that we know who've gone through, ask us questions like, you have a lawyer, why are you asking questions anyway? The ones that got a good lawyer, they went through the process pretty quick. But the problem that I've seen is that people try to go cheap with lawyers. Yeah. And the lawyers end up screwing them over.
Because cheap lawyers have cheap service.
Yeah, so they'll get an RFE, right? They'll get you an RFE and then they'll sit on it. They won't tell you. It's so bad. There's so many horror stories with bad lawyers that I was reluctant to do it. I mean, we could have done it, but we really didn't have the cash up front to do it, so I wasn't. Once I learned
What's
more,
good for a lawyer though is if you have a complicated process, like
true, so true.
People who has to make an appeal for you. Like for example, you get denied for the K-1 visa or a CR1 for not really a solid reason.
Yeah.
You can have a lawyer to fight for your case, and eventually they will approve you, because if you hire a lawyer, that means like this relationship's legit and you're spending for it, and the lawyers know the law of how it goes, so they can fight for it.
Depends on your situation. If you have there's a couple of criminal if you have certain crimes against you, I would probably get a lawyer for that.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so many horror stories with them that I would be very apprehensive.
Bruce, were you encouraged to visit Yuri closer to the end of the visa process prior to approval and efforts to guarantee a final approval? How many times did you visit Yuri before approval? Well, we were dating for 2 years, and a month before we submitted our K-1 visa, we met, right? We were living together. That was like really the final thing where we were like, okay, this is really it. Like, we know we're going to do the K-1 visa, and we met a month before we submitted it. But we were meeting 5 times in the
we went to
2 years.
We really wanted to make it right and make sure we were choosing the right person. So we went to Hong Kong, we went to Thailand. I lived with her in the Philippines for some time. We really were apprehensive about. There's so many crazy people out there.
Before we submitted the K-1,
we wanted to be sure.
We met
like
each
3
other,
times.
like once, like a month before we submitted our K-1. Our K-1 took like 4 months.
Right.
But also, it's not really about the K-1, but you have to make your relationship solid. Not because even if you go to the interview for your fiance, that doesn't guarantee that the approval. It's up to like what kind of interview they're gonna give, and what are the documents submitted to them. And like for example, with our situation, there were kids. They were asking me about how old the kids were, their names, and what's the living situation, stuff like that, because they want to know, how well do I know my fiance.
Right.
And
okay, well, let me see. Facebook, we got, let me see. Already answered that one. Hi, Paul, just wanted to ask, it take a long time. Okay, read that one. Raisa says, hello, if my fiance will file a K-1 visa, would it be possible for the papers to be processed in Brunei, where I am working, so I don't need to go back to the Philippines? Thank you so much. So we know a few people who are overseas Filipino workers who did their whole process overseas. The only part I'm not sure about is how they did the NBI, because at some point you have to get the police clearance, right?
Well, if you are working in Brunei, you take a police certificate from that country.
Yes.
So that's your current residency. I'm not sure about the NBI, but if you have to do that, you're gonna have to send. I'm not sure if somebody else did it from Dubai, but if you're gonna have to do it, you're gonna have to send somebody, like maybe your mom or sister, and send them an authorization letter
to get that
to
stuff.
get the NBI.
Because you're gonna need your birth certificate. There's some things you're gonna need.
Certificate of no marriage
from the Philippines, but we know people. To answer your question, the answer is, I believe, is yes. If they have a U.S. embassy there that's near where you work, you can do it from there. So, answer is yes. Let me see. Mia says.
Salamat po, Mia. Yes po, I got my EAD and working since September. Thank you po.
Congrats.
You're welcome, Mia.
All right, let's see who else.
Martin, Marian, Faye. Hello, hi sis.
Where's that at?
The last one.
Oh, okay. Let me see. What else do we have here? Edward says, what about someone who is disabled? On disability. Yeah, we know somebody who got through this process on disability. Antoinette and her guys was on disability. What they don't accept as far as your income level, they will accept disability. They don't accept like welfare. I don't know what their name it's called. SSI? No, not SSI. Welfare. Like if you are a ward of the state, then you don't make enough income to bring over to sponsor your fiance. But if it's just disability or retirement or something like that, you can count that towards your
excuse me,
money. Mike is a troll, so I'm not gonna read that.
Once you go black, you become a single mom, huh?
I don't know.
No, once you go black, isn't it you never go back? You become a single mom. Hey, we don't have kids together, so.
Anthony says, thank you guys for answering my question. Awesome, guys. No problem, Anthony. What does this say, baby? Fanam Fan Mo, husband Ko Yuri.
Fana Fan Mo. Okay. Fair said, wait, let's start from, is it alright to pass my EAD? Marianne Fair in Facebook said, is it alright to pass for the EAD than AOS? Because we are just still waiting for our marriage license. We submitted it to the Philippine consulate. You have to submit them both together because you don't want to be paying too much money for those. So when you submit your AOS and you submit your EAD application with your AOS, then you're paying a fixed amount of $1,085, right? $1,085.
For what?
For the AOS. But if you submit for the separate EAD,
Might be a
that
little
means
bit more now. The price is changed.
that means you're paying a separate EAD, which is about I think $400, and then a separate $1,000 when you could just merge both.
Yeah, you want to do it all at the same time, rather than paying it separate. It's gonna be cheaper.
And then your marriage, because we are still waiting for our marriage license. We submitted it to the Philippine consulate. You don't have to submit the actual original marriage certificate. You can just submit with photocopy only. So because Philippine consulate is a totally different agency than the USCIS. All they need is the photocopy. And
Right.
then Raisa, thank you so much. Gotcha. In Marian Fe, fan.
Where are you reading?
Mo.
Which one are you
Ang
reading?
husband ko, Yuri. Later he will watch again your videos. She said that her husband is my fan. And he always watches our video. Thank you. Tell him thank you for supporting us and our videos.
Edward says,
Robert Smith. I have a girlfriend in the Philippines and I'm considering moving there. Any tips? You should visit the country a few times before you make up your mind in living there, and see if you will truly like it, because it's a third world country. It's not as convenient as the US.
Yeah. I noticed like military vets have a easier time dealing with the conditions of other countries. It's very different, and a lot of us from the US we're very like babies. Like we're a lot of us, not everybody obviously, but military folks usually, because they've been through hard times, I guess, usually take it better, because it's not, unless you, I mean, I suppose you can go to a upscale area and live pretty comfortably.
Yeah.
But if you're living with the population, then it's gonna be hard. Like a lot of Americans, I don't think can handle it. To be honest with you.
Lisa, hello to you, beautiful couple. God bless.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Lisa.
sis. God bless to you too.
Mariana Faye says, "Okay, sis, got it. Thank you so much. I will tell
it
to him
later
later."
to him. You're welcome, sis Marian Faye. And then what else is in order?
Edward says, do you have to meet first?
Yeah.
Yes, you do. You have to meet first.
How do you browse above, baby?
Like this.
Oh, okay.
Like that. I think we already read all these.
Bruce, where you go? Okay. Below.
Mike the animal guy is like the last one we read, and I already read this one. Edward said, what about disability?
Veronica.
Percy says, hello, Bruce and Yuri. How you doing, Percy?
Got my EAD, guys. Waiting for it to come in the mail. Congrats, sis.
Congrats. Awesome.
Okay, below.
Let me see. Anthony Taylor.
Ciao, regard.
There was another question from Edward, but I can't.
I've been supporting her and her family for almost 2 years. Yeah, you have to meet first.
Yeah. You have to. Have you met in person? That's one of the stipulations. One of the requirements is that you have to have met in person within the last 2 years. So make sure you do that. And then there are what do you call it? Exceptions. And one is religious and cultural. Like if there's some cultures that are not allowed to actually meet before they get married, not allowed to cohabitate or meet. So if that's the case, then you just explain that in your package. And then the other one is hardships. If it's like, for example, if your disability would make it so that you could die if you traveled there, then you could just explain that and say, here's why I can't travel. Here's why I haven't seen her or him in person. Because if I go there, I could, it's going to physically be, it could kill me if I go there, or I can't travel over there. There have to be a really good reason why you have not physically met in person in the last 2 years, and I don't know anybody who got around it yet. But maybe you'll be the exception. Edward says, I have been supporting 2 years. Okay. Schwartzwald says, is it called simple living and less? It's called simple living and less consumption. Okay, I don't know the ref. I can't. What's the context? I don't know. So I'm just gonna keep reading. Somebody speaking in another language. Salam. Is that what that says?
Salam.
Marhaba. Hola. How you doing? I think you're saying hi. So hello to you.
Hello.
Eddie says, when are you supporting her family? Is it a wise idea to have your receipts and chat to show that you have a history with your Panay girlfriend?
Yes.
When are you supporting?
When you're supporting her family.
Absolutely.
Is it a wise idea to save your receipt? Yeah. Absolutely. They actually asked for that in the interview.
That's one of the things that you provide in the package. That they ask about proof.
My consular officer who asked for my interview actually asked for that.
What, the chat session? Proof of ongoing relationship?
Proof of financial support.
So we provided that too.
So I saved some and showed it to her.
That was like Western Union receipts or something like that.
Yeah.
You gotta provide.
I mean, I was shocked too, but then I'm assuming, it's right too that if you're fiance, there would be money involved since you're about to get married. So
yeah, some of the things you have to prove is you gotta have evidence that you've met in person within the last 2 years. You have to have evidence that you, declaration of how you met, meaning an explanation of how you met, and then of course the proof of that you met, like pictures and what times and stuff like dates and all that kind of thing. And then you need to have intent to marry, like intent that you and your fiance will marry within 90 days of him or her coming to the United States. You have to have evidence of support, evidence of ongoing relationship. I can't think of anything else. I think that's about it. But those are like some of the evidence that both of you have to provide. And they're going to ask you, for some of that, you have to provide it when you initially submit your package on I-129F. And then some of it, they'll ask the foreign fiancé when you go to the U.S. Embassy in your country.
Hello, is it alright if we will not use yet our married name in submitting our AOS? EAD, all our papers is just my single name. Yeah, you can keep your single name. You don't have to use your husband's name, last name.
Yep.
Jarvis, application was approved 4 weeks ago. Fiance still hasn't received a letter from the consulate. She's a Filipina in Hong Kong. Should I call to inquire why it's taking so long for her to get the letter?
What we did, you can, Jarvis, but what we did is Yuri actually didn't get it until way later. Did you ever get it?
I got it, but I was already processing my medical exam.
I would encourage you to just go on with the process. Don't wait for them, because you already know it's approved. What she's going to need from you is the case number of approval.
From the National Visa Center.
Contact the National Visa Center, NVC. If you don't know the contact information, just go online and search for National Visa Center, right? You can either email them, and there's a certain format that they want the email, or you can call them directly. If they don't pick up the first time, or if it's busy, keep calling. That's what I did to get that case number. Once you get the case number, you can give that to your foreign fiancé and then have her start the process, because there's going to be a couple cases where she needs it. She can do the DS-160 right now. And if you don't know what that is, go to Google, type in DS-160, and then you'll know what it is. She can fill that out. She can start collecting her police clearance. She can get her birth certificate, make sure her passport's up to date. You can start gathering all those documents that I just told you about. There's another document called the I-134 Affidavit of Support you need to do. There's just a list of things that she could be doing right now that don't require them to send you the letter. Like, that's what they're going to tell you to get in the letter. So you could start now. Don Edwards says, Edward, I am on disability, Social Security, and I satisfied the financial requirements via part-time job to show an additional 5K gross check. Wow, that's Edward, thank you. Don, thanks for that information. That's great information. That's exactly what he asked. I think that's what he was asking. Alice says, hello. Hello.
Hello.
Petite Panay in USA TV says, but we can still change.
But can we still change it after when? Yes, you can. Once you get your green card and you want to change your last name, you can submit a form called, I think it was I-90. I sent it to Veronica. I-90.
Okay. Move it aside.
Yeah, application to replace. Yeah, it's form called I-90 where you can request a change of your green card and change your last name.
Is this it right here?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to try to put the link in the... I think it's this one right here. Check this form out. This might be what you're looking for. Let's see. It is called the application to replace permanent residency card. Not sure if that's it, if that's what you're looking for, but just go ahead and check that out.
Yeah, this is it. Application to replace permanent.
You're welcome. Okay, let's see. What else do we have here? Is there any other? We got 14 people watching on YouTube, and we've got how many people watching on? 11.
Thank you so much.
About 25 people plus a few people on
Hello, are these your friends on Twitter?
No. I'm not sure.
Where are these people coming from?
I don't know. Oh, that's from Periscope.
What's a Periscope?
Periscope is Twitter.
Okay.
But it basically what happens is when we broadcast it, it shows up on Periscope and they just pop in. Veronica Dip says, I watch wrestling a lot, DJ Bruce. Oh, man.
Yeah. So, what did we watch last night, baby? You should watch what's the name of that? What did I watch? What cartoon did I watch last night? It's called Sinbad in Netflix.
Anime?
Uh-huh. It's really nice. I like it. It's actually like America, but they're forcing people to go in the military. But and then it's like people are dying from
It's
war.
about America or what?
No, it's not about America, but it's like people are. It's the same concept, but people are being forced to go to the military to fight some war, and everybody's dying.
Damn.
So, and then his father had like his niece was like from war. It's like niece
Legs.
is gone. Yeah, legs. Other leg is gone, so it's
Man.
It's Are we done, baby?
I think we're done. We don't have
No
any more questions
coming, guys. So
yeah, it looks like we're gonna end it here. A gin, is that what it's called? Is that
what's
what
a gin?
Is that what is that, Elliot?
I don't know. What
Okay,
that
guys,
is.
we're gonna end it here. We don't have any more questions coming in, so what time is it there? It is
6:37 p.m.
Don't forget to set your daylight savings clocks.
Oh gosh, I don't like that. It just changed, and I was confused today.
Yep. So if you guys wanna join us again next week, same
guys,
time.
you should watch Ragnarok Thor.
And check us out here if you have any other questions. Agent, okay, we'll check that out. We're having some issues with our website, eFilipino Women. It's down, so it's going to be down for a very long time. But you can still watch us on YouTube. You can catch us on Facebook. You can catch us here live. We do like 3 lives a week. So we're still out here. Eddie says,
if and when I bring my future wife to the USA, will we be able to bring her son?
Yes.
Yes.
At the same time, yes. It's called a K2.
K2
You
visa.
file a K-1, you can also bring your son on as a K2 visa. It'll be a little bit more money, but it's better to bring them with the fiance.
But you have to make sure that your relationship is
solid.
stable.
Yeah, make sure it's solid.
Because kids,
it's
the
hard.
kid
It's
is
harder.
Involved in
it's way more serious when there's a kid involved. Just make sure everything's stable. I'm sure we don't have to tell you that, but we just reiterate that.
It's better. I mean,
Because some people can't handle it.
Because we didn't really remember.
See you later, Anthony.
We didn't really when we were dating, I didn't wanna talk about the family, and so was the kids, because it's like if you involve them and they're expecting, they're expecting that it's gonna be us. And then we break up.
What she's saying is that we were very cautious about telling the kids before we were serious, like very, very serious. Now, we were already serious, but that's that next step. We didn't tell the kids until we knew for sure.
Until I was already on my way here.
Right.
Like a month before coming here, because it's like kids will expect that their dads.
And that's a deal breaker, with the kids are not.
Yes.
And so I wanted to make sure Yuri was okay with it. And that's the same thing for you bringing kids over. You want to make sure that everything is cool before you go further with that. Thank you, Salamat. I will be sure to make sure. Yeah, absolutely. It's great. Yeah, guys.
Then by the time I met the kids, I was ready,
Yeah.
I was already ready to be a part of their life, because I knew that we worked out. Our relationship worked out. We were able to communicate.
Right.
And also after that, it's like because I already accepted it, it's like you have to make your relationship work and always communicate.
Can I get an SSN now that I have an EAD?
Yes, you can. Yes.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, they required us to get EAD before you
go to get
in Colorado. So the rules are a little slightly different from state
because
to state. But
you know, you need your SSN when you apply for a bank account. Anything that you do here requires an SSN. So
right, credit, everything. So
so was getting our medical, right? Remember? Oh yeah, that was the reason I got my SSN, because we needed it for the medical, for the health insurance.
Right.
Okay, guys. Thanks for the useful information, guys. You two are awesome. Thank you, David.
Thank you.
And thank you everyone for watching. And we really appreciate the support, guys.
Yes, thanks a lot, everybody. It's been great to be a part of this community. We hope that it continues to grow, and we can grow together with you guys as we go through this whole process. We're not going to stop as long as this community is growing and needs help, and we can be there for assistance and actually get assistance, and we're going to keep it going. So, all right, guys. See you guys later. We're going to end this right
Thumbs
now.
up for this video, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed now. If you haven't subscribed yet,
turn on post notifications if you want to know when we're doing these random lives and broadcasts. See you guys